Hello everybody! It's Monday, time for another Art Journal watch-along video. My name is Sarah and I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten. This week I'm having another autumn page, but I'm approaching it quite differently. So the first thing that I do is spray painting my whole page with this lovely dark brown. I love this color. And then I'm using different kinds of stencils from board games. They're actually those punch-out sheets where you get components when you buy bigger board games. And I keep them because they have interesting patterns and I can use them as stencils and I don't have to buy extra stencils or make any. So I love those. The first one here is just this weird pattern and I'm using a greenish khaki kind of brown here, and between the different kind of acrylic spray paint layers I'm always drying it off pretty well so that I don't have fingerprints or other stuff on my page when I go for the next layer. Then of course I gotta have orange, not only my favorite color but also an autumn color. And I'm just keeping things pretty abstract here. The whole page will be rather on the abstract part of the spectrum because I didn't want to go with the pumpkins or the real looking leaves like I did in smaller pieces before, but I wanted to, well, have it abstract, change things up a bit as well, adding colors that are maybe not as autumny, but still have kind of an autumny feel to it. So the second to last layer here is yellow, and I'm getting smaller and smaller with my dots here. And once the yellow is done, I'm just gonna apply white. They are the smallest dots and also not a whole sheet. Well, it is a whole sheet, yeah, but it's quite small, so I can't cover the whole page with the stencil. So I will be using some newspapers just to put around the stencil to not have too much spray paint where it shouldn't go, which is anywhere but on the circles there. I just want the circles to be spray painted. And I chose white as a color. It's kind of odd to me because it depicts fog or cloudy weather for me. So all the colors I've laid down so far in my book are pretty autumny. And I'm giving it a white border too, just a tiny bit. And then I'm going quote-unquote off the rails and add some colors that are not so autumny. They're already more like winter colors, I'd say. If I had to separate all colors into different seasons, I would say the stuff I put down so far is autumn, and the next color is winter almost. So it kind of fits though, because we have unseasonably cold weather here. We had the first snow last week already, believe it or not. So yeah, that happened. It's only mid-October and we had snow already. And so the color that I'm going to choose is a very dark blue, and I think it will fit. Also, it fits to this Art Deco-ish piece that I just tried where to put it, because this is actually going to be the focal point of my painting. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go on with what I did first. So I used the stencil with some tree branches and the before mentioned very dark blue color that indicates cold weather, more like November kind of weather, or January, not so much October. Yeah, the mixture is I think it's working for depicting a very, very cold autumn already. So usually November is winter with us, but we're having unseasonably cold weather, like I said. So I took those two leaf stencils here. They're also from board games. By the way, Mice and Mystics is the game that I got those stencils from. It's a very lovely children's game, and also lovely for adults, of course. But I really liked that sturdy cardboard, and I used those stencils quite a lot this autumn. And I'm just pretty much spray painting different kinds of shapes that are autumn related with this dark blue here. So that's pretty much all the spray paint work I did. Dried it off very, very well. And when you use a blow dryer on acrylic spray paint, it becomes kind of gooey. So once I stopped there with the blow dryer, I usually let the page cool down a bit before I work on stuff again. So 5 minutes is fine. Just have that in there, just for you to know that. Well, it's not drying off, but you gotta have some cooling down time too. So here's the piece that is the focal point, and I made this one last Thursday in my taco challenge video, and it was, the word that I used was Inseperable, and I just liked the outcome quite a bit, and I thought it would actually be nice on a more abstract kind of autumn page. That's why I used it as a focal point for this art journal. So then I took some string and just threaded it through that hole there in my journal, tied a knot, and just to have something else on the page that is well, for one, holding everything together, another focal point. It's quite, well, the color works nicely with the Art Deco-ish kind of focal point painting there, and also with bits and pieces of the background, like this khaki brownish color thingy there, that pattern that I did put down first, you know. Yeah, me and talking, well, not that easy. So once I had that threaded through, and it took me quite a while, I just tied knots, and then I used another wooden piece that I had in my studio, also from a board game, to, well, have kind of a button on top of that knot. So I put down some glue and added the string just to hold it down a bit, and then also that wooden piece that I'm going to put on in a second. And then I made it a button with some black and white permanent marker. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did there. I'm just snipping off those threads there, and then I'm done. Hooray! So this was my very weird kind of abstract kind of art journal page for autumn for this week. All in all, it took me almost 40 minutes to make that page, just to give you an idea how long it took. And I'm already curious what I'm gonna have in my art journal for next week, and I have no clue yet. Didn't decide, but I will throughout the week, and then I'm gonna let you know. So I hope you liked watching along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And also, if you feel like giving the video a thumbs up, or sharing it, or subscribing to the channel, I would very, very much appreciate that. And I will talk to you tomorrow on the Tiny Tuesday. I got some goofy artwork coming up. And yeah, have a great day. Maybe you got an hour or two to create something that'd be lovely. Take good care. Bye-bye.